E aí pessoal, tudo beleza? Tudo na paz? Capítulo 6 do jogo Call of Cthulhu, beleza? Vamos lá pro jogo. Pois é, que doideira foi aquele episódio 5, hein? Bom, vamos ver se esse 6 aqui é mais tranquilo.
Who goes there? That nightmare again. I need a drink.
Nossa, como eu tô aliviado em estar nessa mansão. Olha como tá tudo bonito de dia. Olha. O sol entrando na casa.
You're awake, Mr. Pierce. How do you feel?
Did I sleep long?
The day's only starting. It's fine.
Pois é, ó, que gostoso. Pensei que eu nem ia sair daquele lugar maldito lá, aquele sanatório. Pô. Ah, tá tocando uma musiquinha aqui. Vamos falar com o policial. E aí, Bradley?
How's our fugitive? Dr. Fuller hasn't reported your disappearance to the force, but that'll come soon.
Bradley?
Who else would it be?
Mr. Pierce, are you all right? You look like you saw a ghost.
There are things I can't explain.
Tell us. What happened?
Bom, o que aconteceu, gente? Olha, não teve o nível para responder o certo. Então, falar com ele. O que eu aguentei. Não, uma pista nova.
I met a Francis Sanders. Do you know him?
Of course, he's a patient. Or was. I haven't seen him since Dr. Fuller had him transferred to the basement.
He knew Sarah Hawkins, and that's what killed him.
What? How did he die?
I'm not sure I can explain it.
Tell me how Mr. Sanders died.
Vamos falar a verdade.
I didn't see what, but something was there with us.
Of what do you speak?
Sanders said it was Sarah Hawkins' visitor. He spoke of it like a living being.
Sarah Hawkins? Have I missed something here? This makes no sense. I don't see how it can help crack the Hawkins case.
You really think she's involved? How could she have murdered Mr. Sanders?
Francis Sanders mentioned Mrs. Hawkins just before dying. It's no coincidence.
You know, Francis Sanders was a well-known art collector. I guess you can still pay a visit to his wife, Irene Sanders.
An art collector, you say? That's probably how they met.
If you plan on having dinner at the Sanders household, please spare the widow the tale of her late husband's suffering.
I don't agree. She deserves the truth.
But that truth may be biased. We don't know the bottom of it.
Cauteloso ou verdade? Vai envolver a mulher nessa bagunça? Verdade sempre.
He's right. We can't ignore the truth.
But it could drive her mad.
Better madness than ignorance. Very well. I'll go to see Francis's widow. Perhaps I'll find a link between her husband's death and Sarah Hawkins.
Don't end up in the hospital this time.
I'll do my best.
Então, vamos lá falar com a senhora Sanders.
The other night's events are still confused in my head.
Mas é aqui que aconteceu com você?
Let us go now and learn the truth about what's happening on this island.
Tchau pra vocês. Eu acho que eu não volto mais a vê-los. É, tem que perguntar pra mulher dele sobre o andarilho. Não ficar de enrolação. Senão, como que eu vou descobrir? Vai que a senhora Sanders sabe de alguma coisa.
What can I do for you, sir?
Mrs. Sanders, I'm a private detective. We must talk about your husband and his ties to Sarah Hawkins. Can I come in?
You may. However, before we go any further, please know that my husband died yesterday.
That is precisely what brings me
É a Cat?
Well, well, look who's here. You know each other.
Our paths crossed, briefly. The brave detective has a talent for sticking his nose into my business.
I bump into her every time I'm investigating someone's death.
It's a small island, Detective. My island. It's better that it's you bumping into me.
You're investigating Francis' death. Why? Who hired you?
I spoke to Francis before he died. His story suggests a link to a case I'm working on.
Well, since this business has got nothing to do with me, I'll be in your husband's office, Irene. We'll carry on later.
Very well, Miss Baker. This way, Mr. Pierce. And do make yourself comfortable. It would seem that you have much to tell me. May I inquire as to when you had the opportunity to talk to my husband?
Yesterday, I met him at the hospital. He spoke to me about Sarah Hawkins.
Oh, of course he spoke to you about her. That's all he talked about. Sarah Hawkins and her paintings. Please forgive my tone. The fact is that I have not been allowed to see him since he was interned. You, on the other hand, a perfect stranger, were able to see him and even talk with him the day he died. How was he? Were you present when he had this attack? What happened?
Vou falar a verdade. Psicologia profissional. Ah, não. Já que tem essa opção aqui, ó, eu vou usar. Vou usar.
What happened to your husband is terrible, Mrs. Sanders. But from what I saw, it was inevitable. The man I met yesterday had lost his reason. He suffers no longer, if you would allow me such a platitude.
Of course. Thank you for your kind words. Nobody in that hospital would have deigned to speak them to me. However, it will require more than that to soothe my mind. I need to understand. How could this happen? In a reputed institute? And right before your eyes? Did you not do anything to help him?
Pois é. A eloquência. Não. Só que tá me dando essa opção de uma forma... Ó, isso aqui é resposta normal. Vou dar essa opção aqui. Vai mudar? Vamos ver o que vai mudar.
Mrs. Sanders, I understand your grief, and I extend my deepest condolences to you. But I had nothing to do with the death of your husband. I've just arrived on Darkwater. I'm investigating the death of the Hawkins family.
The death of the Hawkins family? You mean it was not an accident? This accursed island knows only tragedy after tragedy. You too would be advised to flee it like the plague. Oh, I'm tired, Mr. Pierce. I would be grateful if you could tell me what you expect of me, and then leave.
Eu vou falar sobre o andarilho. Agora.
Did your husband talk to you about Sarah Hawkins' visitor? A shambler, to use his precise terms.
Well, you can imagine that's all he talked about.
Nossa.
It's exhibited at the center of the gallery. No better place for the painting that endowed him with the privilege of such a shameful and miserable end to his life.
Hold on. The Shambler is a painting by Sarah Hawkins.
Who else to paint such horrors? Take a look for yourself, if you feel so inclined.
It is my only lead at this stage. I suppose I have nothing to lose.
Then you have paid no heed. For my part, I refuse to set foot in that gallery again. But if you're so eager to see it, I would urge you to make the most of your visit. Because I count on ridding myself of that thing as soon as I can.
Thank you, Mrs. Sanders. I won't be long.
Tá joia, vamos ver o quadro então, né? Pontinho, tá quanto? 9? Opa, e aí, gente? Vision. Vai pro máximo, hein? Ó, se aumentar a investigação, consigo abrir fechaduras também. Aqui a força, ó. Arrombar a porta. Mecanismos. Não. E a psicologia eu usei bastante agora. Bom, 9. E aqui todos 6, então vou deixar o máximo visão aqui. Aí. Tá no máximo. E é isso aí. Olha essa medicina, cara, que sem vergonhice. Agora eu vou achar tudo quanto é pista aqui. Aí, já achei.
Let's see what this cylinder has to say once it's inserted in a phonograph.
Legal. Lá na mansão tem um aparelho para tocar isso aí. Essa vitrola aí. Opa! Que é isso aqui? Ó. Aqui também não tem nada. Tá, esse aqui não é pra tocar assim. Achar alguma pista. Opa.
Did she really care for him after all?
Cara senhora, eu confirmo o recebimento da carta na qual demanda o corpo de seu finado marido. Sinto informá-la que não posso concordar em entregar-lhe o corpo no momento da internação dele. No momento da internação dele, você assinou uma exoneração, permitindo-me dispor do corpo como bem entendesse. Estendo meus sinceros pêsames a você, Thomas Fuller. É um sem vergonha mesmo.
The day the Shambler came into the Sanders' lives.
Ah, então esse é o andarilho. A foto já mostrou. Ah, já? Legal. Vamos procurar coisas aqui. Essa xícara.
Francis Sanders and Sarah Hawkins were close. Friends, even? Sanders' accession register. He wrote beside the Shambler. Finally. What did Sarah Hawkins fear so much that she didn't want to sell the painting? A house of artists. House of Artists.
Ah, essa é a pintura.
He finally won. Was Sanders aware of his imminent doom?
Segue agora.
The House of Artists.
Aqui.
Was she jealous of Sarah Hawkins?
Ciúme?
She didn't want Sanders to have the painting. She must have felt devastated. The Shambler. I need to see it.
Nossa, arrancou os olhos, o capaz. Opa, mais um. Agora consegui. Nível 2. Muito bem. Mais 4 livros eu vou pro nível 3. Aqui eu acho que tá fechado. Aqui eu já vi. Aqui que eu não vi. Ai, tem que falar com essa mulher mesmo? O que é isso aqui? Chave.
A strange Amerindian pendant.
Não sei o que é um ameríndio, tá? Mas eu subi ocultismo. Não, mas não foi o suficiente. Falta só mais um, olha que legal. Aqui.
I could use one of those.
É bom pra dormir.
Strange. For months, Sarah Hawkins refused to part with her painting, to finally give it away for nothing.
Vamos lá, imploro. Não dá pra entender ainda não.
Another volume of the Reverend's wife's diary.
Consegui abrir. A chave da galeria. No entanto, as questões formuladas permitem-nos imaginar novas maneiras de explorar a anatomia humana. Ponto de medicina. Com licença. Claro, vamos ler o livro. Malhos Bestiário, volume 2. Isso vai afetar o destino, né? Ai, entendi. Estou começando a acreditar na existência delas. O que isso significa, né? Pois é. Ganhei ponto de ocultismo. A lógico, quanto mais pontos de ocultismo, mais eu entendo da coisa. E a ignorância é uma bênção, né, gente? Finalmente 2 pontos de ocultismo. Ó, nível 2 de ocultismo. Vamos falar com essa doidinha aqui. Oi.
That's twice you've stepped on my toes, Detective. Try not to make a habit of it.
I've got a lot of bad habits.
Some can be more fatal than others. What have you come looking for in this gallery?
Eu quero falar isso aqui, né? Mas vamos ver se eu posso ganhar alguma coisa. Preciso verificar os quadros para um comprador. É melhor esse aqui, ó.
I have a well-off client in Boston who heard about the death of Francis Sanders and wanted me to size up his estate before making an offer to his widow.
Perfect, Detective. The pretext, the body language. I would have bought it if it was the first time I'd seen your face. You're a good talker, Pierce. Your story will do for the moment.
E você, o que você está fazendo aqui, piranha?
And you? What brings you to the Sanders home?
I'm here on business. Irene asked me to liquidate all these paintings. She doesn't intend to hang around here for long.
Why you?
Believe it or not, there aren't many collectors on Darkwater. It needs someone with a network and a means of transport to the mainland. A choice that comes down to Fitzroy and me. And I'm far more pleasant, wouldn't you say?
Tchau. Você vai sentar aí? Tá lendo? Então, tchau. Fica aí. Com os demônios. Mais um quadro doidão aqui, ó. Caveiras. Crânios. Aqui, vamos tocar aqui.
Irene, I made a mistake. I fear that it might be too late for me. Nobody should enter, except to burn everything. I never had the courage. Pay somebody to do it. He's inside my head. I see him behind my eyelids each time I shut my eyes. I can't take any more. I can't hold him back. Forgive me.
That accursed gallery. Those accursed paintings. That accursed Sarah.
Ouvir de novo.
Irene,
Não, só ouvir de novo.
I made a
Não.
mistake. I fear that it might be too late for me.
Agora só quero encontrar o
Nobody
quadro.
should enter, except to burn everything. I never had the courage.
Vamos pro quadro que eu já tô enrolando demais aqui.
He's inside my head. I see him behind my eyelids each time I shut my eyes. I can't take any more. I can't hold him back. Forgive me.
Bom, tá aqui. Olha! Não, não é. Olha, aí sim. O que que tem aqui?
These artifacts date from pre-Columbian times.
Aí ele tá ali. Vou explorar pra cá primeiro.
the public entrance to the gallery.
Ele tá ali. Ah. Se esconder? Ah, pra quê? Esconder de quem?
Why was he so interested in old weapons? The man transforms an entire wing of his manor into an art gallery.
Ah. Um jeitão de esfinge que tem, né? A postura. Tchau. Vamos pra... Ah, não. Tem mais um negocinho aqui antes. Ah, isso aqui. Tá, vamos lá. Pro quadro maldito. Vai ser uma boca.
What the hell was that?
Tá escondido ali. Pois é, gente. Eu vou cortar aqui.
What the hell was that?
No armário aqui. Oi. Aqui. ser bom. É só meter a lanterna na cara dele que já era, mas não é não.
Damn. Maybe I can use this dagger.
Corre, corre, corre. Ai, ai, fica rodando aqui até não aprender a saber mais o que tem que fazer. Tem que enfiar essa espada na mão. Ah, tá aqui. Vocês querem minha espada aí? Ah.
Damn it! This dagger didn't work.
Ui! Ah, ele tá do meu lado, hein?
Damn it! I have to use a specific dagger.
Toma. Não serviu também. Toma mais uma. Ah, também não serve. Ai!
Maybe I can use this thing.
Damn it! This dagger didn't work. This dagger looks different.
Ah. Essa mesmo. Toma.
What's the matter with you? You sure you won't be needing that hand? You're losing it, Detective. At this rate, you're right. The bottle will get you before I do.
You didn't see anything.
I saw you within an inch of putting a dagger through your forearm. Did I miss something more interesting?
Rapaz. No quadro foi atacado por uma criatura. Não, eu que bebi demais. Não interessa.
It's nothing. I think I just drank too much.
That goes without saying. If you can't tell the difference between reality and fiction, then you're in real trouble.
Você sabia do monstro? Vou mandar a real agora. Ai.
You knew. You knew about the beast.
What are you talking about? Think yourself lucky that I saved your hand, even if it was to save my goods.
You mean me?
Don't flatter yourself, sweetheart. I'm talking about the contents of this gallery. And by the way, where do you think you're going with that dagger?
It saved my life. It's an extraordinary dagger.
You should talk to Algernon Drake. He's an antique dealer here on Darkwater. He'll tell you all about it. From what I saw in the ledgers, it was him who sold it to Sanders.
It's not your style to give me free information like that.
Take it as payment for being my canary. A simple trade-off. Now go see your antique seller. I still got things to settle with Irene.
Ufa. Bom, gente, capítulo 7 no próximo vídeo, tá ok? Já abraço aí pra vocês. Se puder curtir aí o vídeo aí, eu agradeço. Obrigado por ter assistido. Até o próximo vídeo. Falou, gente. Tchau, tchau.